Good evening, everyone. Good evening from Toronto. Time now is 8 in the evening of February 8 in Toronto. Um, we felt obliged uh, to give uh, some clarity to the recent released new regulations on January 22 by the IRCC affecting study permit applications to Canada. So in this short info dissemination from Global Migration Canada, we want to explain some of the regulations that is going to affect study permit applications. Uh, in that pronouncement, IRCC mentioned about a cap for study permits in Canada. They also mentioned attestation letters from the provinces, and also about who is qualified or eligible to apply for a postgraduate work permit, and uh, about who will qualify or will be eligible to apply for an open work permit. Okay, so iisa-isahin po natin. And as a backgrounder, kaya sila naglabas ng ganito ay ang Canada in the last year received close to 1 million of study permit approved study permits for Canada. So alam naman po natin na ang immigration target levels ng Canada a year is only 450 to 500,000 in the last maybe 10 years. So itong about 1 million students in Canada a year na dumating ay kung say 90% yan ay mag-a-apply ng permanent resident later on, that's already 900,000. So it's very unsustainable. So the IRCC moved to correct this error. So they're going to impose a cap on the study permits to be approved this year. So ang cap po for this year is 360,000 lang. So close to about only a third of the approved study permits in 2023. So the way they will do this is they will allocate the 360 per provinces and territories. So there are 13 provinces and territories in Canada. So pagkakati-hatian nila yon, how they will divide this to the provinces, hindi pa natin alam, hindi pa maliwanag. But ang mga provinces ay naatasan sila na mag-provide ng attestation letter. The attestation letter will serve as proof that the student has been accounted for under a provincial or territorial allocation within the national cap. So kung say for example binigyan ang province of Ontario ng 50,000 na allocation, ang pinatutuhanan doon sa attestation letter na yon ay kasama ka doon sa 50,000 na yon na mabibigyan ng attestation letter at ma-i-include sa 50,000 na yon allocation ng province of Ontario. Yun po ang ibig sabihin nun. Ang proseso ay hindi pa siya maliwanag, hindi pa sinabi kung paano yung proseso, but the federal government has already instructed the provinces to come up with the process. Kasi kanya-kanyang proseso yung mga provinces na yan, the 13 provinces and territories, bibigyan lang sila ng allocation per province at sila na ang magde-decide kung paano nila gagawin yung attestation na yan. But until such attestation has been decided upon kung paano yung proseso, ang repercussion niya ay hindi tayo makaka-submit ng study permit application. Dahil kung magsasubmit tayo, ang tendency ay ibabalik lang sa atin yung mga application. Now the question is, will you process a letter of acceptance from the school? Of course, we advise you to process this early kahit wala pa yung attestation, so that pagdating ng attestation, ready na tayong mag-submit para makuha yung allocation na yun, yung provincial attestation letter, or tinatawag nila ngayon na PAL. So, kung mag-apply pa lang tayo niyan at meron ng allocation ng mga provinces, I'm sure ang ibang mga consultancies ay nagpa-process na sila, ready for submission once the process for the attestation is decided upon. So, ready na silang mag-submit. So, that's exactly what we will do sa Global Migration Canada. Magpa-process na po tayo ng LOA para pagdating ng araw at nandyan na yung proseso, ready na tayo mag-submit. Okay? So, yun po ang gagawin natin. Who needs a provincial attestation letter? Ito po. Lahat ng post-secondary study permit applicants na non-degree or graduate diploma programs, for example, yung mga certificate programs and graduate diplomas, mangangailangan lahat yan ng provincial attestation letter. So, ang hindi lang mangangailangan ng attestation letter ay yung mga mag-a-apply, mag-aaral ng masteral or PhDs, including yung mga primary and secondary students. Hindi nila kailangan yan. Or yung mga visiting or exchange students, usually mga padala ng mga governments yon. Also exempted from the PAL or the provincial attestation letter ay yung mga nandito na in Canada study permit and work permit holders, yung mga meron ng study permit dito or meron ng work permit dito, hindi nila kailangan ito. Yung mga magre-renew, mga or asawa ng mga study permit na nandito, may mga study permit, yung mga asawa nila, hindi nila kailangan yan. And lahat ng mga students whose application was received by IRCC on January 22, 2024. Ito yung date na in-announce nila. So lahat ng mga na-receive nila before 8:30 a.m. on January 22, 2024 will not need a provincial attestation. Okay. So, maliwanag po tayo doon sa provincial attestation, wala pa yung proseso ngayon. So, maghihintay tayo until such time na meron na, saka tayo pwedeng mag-submit. And to summarize, kailangan pa rin natin mag-apply na agad sa mga school para makakuha tayo ng letter of acceptance. At sa gayon, kapag meron tayong letter of acceptance, ready na tayo mag-apply ng provincial attestation letter, because ito limited lang ang ibibigay nila per province. So we don't know yet kung ilan yung allocation ng mga provinces. So I'm sure dahil ang Ontario ay always gets the bigger pie. Marami siguro sa Ontario pero marami naman talagang nag-a-apply dito at dahil about only a third lang ang maibibigay nilang cap ngayon at yung 2/3 compared to last year ay hindi na ma-accommodate. Talagang kailangan makipag-unahan tayo para makakuha tayo ng attestation letter. So yung mga nakasubmit na at wala pang attestation letter, ito yung maghihintay na lang ng proseso para sa attestation. Then we can submit for this letter. Okay. So yun, hindi pa maliwanag kung paano yung proseso. But the second most important issue is postgraduate work permit eligibility. Sabi niya, recognizing that graduates of master's degree program are excellent candidates to succeed in Canada's labor market and potentially transition to permanent residence or PR, IRCC has IRCC has made a change to the length of the PGWP so that they have the opportunity to meet the required Canadian work experience in order to apply for their permanent residence. Dito lumalabas na yung bias ng Canada na makuha yung mga the better applicants, yung binibigyan nila ng bias yung mga magte-take ng masteral degree at mga PhDs. So ang ginawa nila ay starting February 15, 2024, this next week, a week from now, lahat ng mga applicants ng masteral and PhDs, kahit na 1 year lang ang program nila, magkakaroon sila ng 3 years na postgraduate work permit. So dati, duration based, so length based. Kung nag-aral ka ng 1 taon, ang bibigay sa iyo na PGWP is 1 year. Kung nag-aral ka ng 18 months, 18 months ang bibigay sa iyo. Kung nag-aral ka ng 2 years, saka ka makakakuha ng 3 years na postgraduate work permit. But starting February 15 nga, lahat ng mga masteral and PhD students will be given a 3-year postgraduate work permit. That way, mahaba ang pagkakataon nila na makapag-apply ng PR. And also, kapag nag-apply sila ng PR, ito mga masteral degree and PhDs, ang points nila sa CRS ay doble rin sa points ng mga nag-aral lang ng mga certificate or diploma programs. So, it is really advisable na ang mga estudyante natin ngayon ay kumuha ng masteral degrees. Also, it is not worthy na ipaalam namin sa inyo na kapag nag-apply ka ng masteral degree or PhD program sa Canada, mas malaki ang tsansa na ma-approve ang mga applications because itong mga programs na to, masteral and PhDs, they have an approval rate for Filipinos of 95 to 96%. Compared to yung mga kumukuha lang ng certificate and diploma programs na nasa 64 to 65% lang. So, it really makes sense na ito ang kunin ng mga aplikante natin from here on. Okay. They also mention about public-private partnership college programs. Okay. papaliwanag ko ng konti because in the past, marami tayong dinala sa mga PPPs kung tawagin, yung Public-Private Partnership Programs with the colleges. Merong PPP kapag ang, say for example, Sioux College of Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Ang main campus niya ay sa Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. And they partnered with Trius College para i-deliver ng Trius yung programs nila dito sa Toronto and Brampton. This is because a lot of our applicants would like to study and live, work in these capital cities like Toronto and Brampton because nandito po yung mga trabaho. At karamihan ng mga aplikante natin na may mga kamag-anak nandito sa big city sa mga kamag-anak. So marami tayong dinala dito na estudyante, but sad to say hindi na sila mabibigyan ng postgraduate work permit starting in the September intake. Kung mag-aaral ka starting September 1, hindi ka na magkakaroon pa ng postgraduate work permit kung dito ka mag-aral. But marami naman tayong school, like kung dito lang sa Toronto, meron namang schools like Centennial whom we partnered with. At ito ay hindi PPP school. Talagang dito siya located. Nandyan yung George Brown. We can send you to George Brown through apply board. Same way with Seneca College. Malalaking mga colleges ito na hindi sila public-private college partnerships. Hindi. So pwede tayong pwedeng doon kayo mag-apply. The reason and also sa GTA, Greater Toronto Area, nandun din yung Sheridan College, who is also our partner, yung Durham. But these two colleges though requires IELTS. Most of the previous colleges we mentioned do not require IELTS. So which is in fact the reason why marami tayong nadala mga estudyante doon. They only require MOI, yung medium of instruction in English, na makukuha mo naman, madali lang siyang makuha sa mga previous schools ninyo. Okay? So, yun. But effective September 1, 2024, hindi na sila qualified. By the way, Fancio College is partnered with ILAC dito sa Toronto. Kahit yon hindi rin na qualified. And some other colleges, ang Fancio pala ay sa London. So kung sa London kayo mag-aral, London, Ontario, okay lang yon, makakapag PGWP kayo. Same way with Loyalist College, which is ang main campus niya located sa Belleville, Ontario. Kung doon kayo mag-aral, okay lang yon. But kung dito kayo mag-aral sa Toronto at Belleville yan, it's a PPP. So mayroon silang kapartner dito na magde-deliver, which is hindi na qualified. Same thing with Fleming. So what we will do is to find you a school na qualified sa PGWP. And we are also excited to announce that we have just, as of today, we have partnered with University of Niagara Falls. At itong school na to ay maraming magagandang masteral programs. And they do not come with expensive price tag. Mura lang ang mga tuition fees nila. And yet University of Niagara Falls is a well-known university at isang magandang school din. So if you want a masteral program which will exempt you from all this new negative developments, pwede niyo pa rin pwede pa rin kayo magkaroon ng 3-year postgraduate work permit. Ito yung bago, kahit na 1 year lang kinuha nyo na masteral, 3-year postgraduate work permit din yon. And you can still bring your family with you. I-discuss natin yan doon sa open work permit portion nitong talakayan natin. Okay? So, yun po. That's about the postgraduate work permit eligibility. Okay. Ang hindi lang pwede sa postgraduate work permit ay itong mga PPPs. Yun lang naman ang nabago. Okay? And next thing is the changes to open work permit eligibility for spouses. Ito yung madugo because of course, a lot of our students would want to come with their spouses, and to a larger extent, yung mga anak nila, mga dependents, para palagay yung loob nila kung kasama nila yung buong pamilya nila. And in the old study permit program, kahit na certificate lang ang kukunin mo, pwede mong dalhin ng pamilya mo as long as yung school mo is a PGWP granting school. Pwede mong dalhin ang asawa mo. Yung asawa mo magtatrabaho ng walang limit, open work permit siya, so kahit saan makakapagtrabaho siya. At ang mga anak mo ay makakapag-aral ng libre. Wala silang babayaran sa mga tuition fees. So may enjoy nila lahat ng mga may-enjoy as far as schooling is concerned. May-enjoy nila yung may-enjoy ng mga permanent residents and citizens dito sa Canada. But ito yung mga tinamaan po. Sad to say, unfortunately, ito yung mga tinamaan. So kung starting September 1, 2024, lahat po ng mga non-masteral and PhDs, hindi na sila magku-qualify to bring their spouses with them. Silent siya kung pwede mong dalhin ng mga anak mo, but of course it really doesn't make sense kung kung kukunin mo yung mga anak mo dahil mag-aaral ka, except of course kung meron kang pamilya rito, mga kapatid, mga magulang na nandito na mag-aalaga sa mga anak mo. Pwede pa rin yun. Kasi hindi sila kasama doon sa mga bagong patakaran na hindi na pwedeng dalhin. Silent lang siya, wala siyang binanggit about dependence. So, kung walang binanggit, it's status quo. So, magpiprevail pa rin yung existing rules. So, kasama pa rin sila, pwede pa rin silang isama. Kaya lang, it's not really advisable for a student na wala namang kamag-anak dito na mag-aalaga, of course. So, yun. Okay. Now, sa mga mag-aaral dito, kumuha ng masteral degree, wala namang pagbabago. In fact, napaganda pa. Because kung magmamasteral ka rito, even if you're just taking an 8 months program, which is equivalent to 1 year, dahil parang sa atin, nung panahon namin, ang school year is from June to March, or June to March. It's a 9-month program at equivalent to 1 year na yon. So, dito naman, ang 1 year is equivalent to 8 months. So, September to April, I think, yeah. So, kung ang masteral program mo is 8 months at least, then you will be eligible to apply for a 3-year postgraduate work permit. And gaya ng sinabi ko, yung bagong partner namin, yung University of Niagara Falls, ang mga tuition nila ay napaka-affordable. In fact, it's more affordable than the tuition fees of the certificate programs and diploma programs offered by most of our mga schools namin, partner schools namin na colleges. Okay? Okay, so ulitin ko. Ang magku-qualify na starting September 1, 2024 ay yun lang kukuha ng masteral and PhD programs. Lahat ng estudyante na kukuha ng mas mababa pa sa masteral, hindi na sila qualified na dalhin ang pamilya nila sa Canada on an open work permit. So, yun po. Okay. Idadagdag ko lang pala. Lahat ng mga nandito na nag-aaral ay hindi sila affected. So, applications for renewals, extensions, ay patuloy pa rin na qualified sila. And lahat ng mga applicants na na-submit noong before January 22, ang cut-off niya is 8 in the morning of January 22. Before that time, kapag na-submit yung application ninyo, ay okay pa rin yon. Qualified pa rin kayo sa lahat ng PGWP na previously qualified kayo. At qualified pa rin kayo na dalhin ang spouses ninyo and your children. Yung spouses ninyo ay magtatrabaho with an open work permit, walang limit as to time, number of employers, kind of employers, wala po. Walang prohibition yun. Open work permit talaga siya. And pwede nyo rin dalhin ang mga anak ninyo on a study permit at makakapag-aral sila kahit saan ng libre. Okay, so before I end, gusto ko lang siguruhin sa inyo na wala naman talagang malaking pagbabago except that itong mga public-private partnerships with private career colleges ay hindi na sila magko-qualify na mabigyan ng mga postgraduate work permit starting September 1. Okay, so starting September 1 din, lahat ng study permit holders ay hindi nila madadala yung mga asawa nila at to maybe their children, to a larger extent hindi rin advisable na isama yung mga anak nila kung walang mag-aalaga. So, yun po ang mga pagbabago. We hope na makatulong pa rin kami sa inyo. In fact, sabi ko nga, yung sa master's degree ay mas napaganda at it is in fact very advisable na ang mga estudyante ay kukuha ng master's degree. That way, talagang mas malaki ang laban nila at mas malaki ang percentage ng na-approve dyan. And if you intend to stay in Canada, mas competitive ka pagdating ng araw. In fact, ang mga nakapag-masteral dito, napakataas ng mga sweldo compared doon sa mga kumuha lang ng mga certificate and diploma programs. Napakalaking diferensya sa sweldo. Okay, so yun lang po. I hope na liwanagan kayo. In the coming days, babalik din kami at ipoprovide namin yung kompletong proseso ng pagkuha naman ng PAL or yung Provincial Attestation Letter at hopefully before March 31 kasi yun yung binigay sa kanila na deadline ng gobyerno, ay mabigay na nila para makapag-apply agad tayo ng study permits. Because as of this date, marami na tayong na-approve na LOA, pero hindi pa rin natin pwedeng i-submit. Pero gaya ng sinabi ko, we just have to apply now para ready na siya. Once na nandun na yung sistema kung paano i-submit, submit agad natin at nang makakuha tayo ng attestation letter. Because otherwise kapag na-late tayo, baka maubusan tayo ng ng lugar, ng slot. Baka maubusan tayo because for most programs ng IRCC, ang example ko lang yung caregiver program, child care, nag-open siya with 2,750 allocations for the 2024 home child care provider pilot. Nag-open siya ng 9 o'clock January 1. Before 11, nag-close na siya. So, siguro hindi naman ganun kabilis mag-close ito kapag sinabi na nila yung mga proseso ng pag-apply sa provincial attestation letter, but still, unahan ito. So, the bottom line, kailangan handa tayo, kailangan nandyan na yung mga LOA ninyo, approve na kayo sa school para makapag-apply agad tayo ng provincial letter of attestation. I mean, provincial attestation letter. Kailangan masanay na tayo rito because this PAL will be here for maybe quite some time. So, yun lang po. Maraming salamat sa pakikinig at we hope na madala namin kayo sa Canada at makapag-aral kayo dito and eventually makapag-immigrate kayo dito as permanent residents and finally become a Canadian citizen, and hopefully magawa natin yan in the very near future habang bukas pa ang Canada. Okay? Maraming salamat sa inyo at magandang gabi sa inyo. Magandang umaga pala dyan sa Pilipinas.